This is a review of the Ridgid Wet Dry Vac. This is model WD64250. It's the 6-gallon stainless steel wet dry vac, 22.5 liters. Anyway, I have it side by side right now with a 12.5-gallon 5-horsepower one that I've had for about 4 years. It's many years older than that. I picked it up used and it hasn't ever worn out. Ridgid's a great tool brand, and I've had really good luck with everything I've had of theirs. So I went back to buy a new Ridgid one. The stainless steel one is a very nice looking model. As you can see, the stainless steel gives it a much more clean look, and it'd be something you'd be happier having in your garage. It's much smaller, more compact. The Ridgid 12-gallon one I have, yeah, it's always getting underfoot, but it's very handy. And it's very high capacity with a bigger hose. And I'm going to go into some of the differences between these two models just to give you sort of a baseline for what you're getting. First thing I noted when I measured the cords is that the stainless steel model, the 6-gallon, has a 10-foot cord, while the older one has a 15-gallon cord. It's not a huge difference, but if you're working on a contracting site, obviously the longer cord is a lot better for you. You could use extension cords, but sometimes you just don't have one on hand. So that's the first difference I'll note. The second difference I'm going to note, I'm going to pan out a little bit here to look at the hoses. The hoses are exactly the same length. The difference is the wands. The new one comes with a wand that only has 2 sections, and the difference in length of those two is exactly that third section. So the old 12-gallon one did come with a third section, and the new one does not. It also came with a small difference in terms of attachments. You can see that I have a wider attachment on the new vac right now, and I have the sort of finger attachment for cleaning carpet on my old one. The old one did come with 3 different attachments, or at least I have 3 different attachments on there. And the new one only came with 2, and those 2 are a little limited. I really do like the one for cleaning carpet. I find myself using that one a lot, even on concrete. It sort of creates a nice surface and picks things up without having to scrape plastic on concrete or on hard surfaces. So I do find myself using that one a lot. I'm going to miss it. And you might be asking, well, why don't you just use the old one with the new vacuum? And that's one of the major points I want to go over in case you already have a vac and you're thinking about upgrading, just using some of your accessories. These are not compatible tools. Let me come over here a little bit so that you can see. I'm going to pick up the 2 hoses right now. This is the new hose right here. And as you can see, it's a much smaller diameter. It does have this nice little clip here. I'm going to stand this back up. It has a nice clip for holding on the attachments. But as you can see, it's a pretty small diameter. And here's the old hose right here. So side by side, let me take both of their attachments off. And as you can see, significantly different diameter. So these tools are not interchangeable. The hoses are not interchangeable. Other than that, they're pretty comparable. Let me back up again, and I'm going to turn both of them on so you can hear the difference in sound. So here's the old 12-gallon vac right now. You can hear the noise level. And here's the new 6-gallon. Pretty loud, almost the same noise level. In fact, I'd say the noise level of the 6-gallon is almost entirely comparable, except at a higher pitch than the old 12-gallon one. So they're very comparable. I found that the vacuuming power, which is going to be a little harder to display, is pretty similar because of the smaller diameter hose, and because of this one attachment, which I'll show you right now. I had a harder time picking up larger objects. So I did try using this attachment right here, thinking, okay, maybe this rubber piece in here would make it comparable to the carpet cleaner, so it wouldn't be scraping hard plastic on plastic. And I used it for trying to clean up the concrete without too much success. As you can see, I did manage to already scrape up all the plastic here on the edge by using it on concrete. And because of the small diameter of these holes, it got clogged up pretty fast with leaves and pine needles and large pieces of sawdust that I have out here. So from that perspective, it's a little bit different. I'm used to being able to pick up fairly large diameter objects and with the hose without having to worry about picking them out. Sometimes the hose will clog up, but I just turn it upside down and knock everything out of it. That will be a difference. So that's a difference between these 2 tools, and if you're considering whether to get the larger model or whether to get this smaller 6-gallon model, keep that in mind. Anyway, overall I think it's really nice tool. It looks really nice. It's got a lot of convenient features. One thing I do like about it that's a new feature for me is the flip up attachment for holding the top on. I have accidentally pulled the 12 gallons top off. As you can see, it's just held on by a little lip here. So when you're picking it up, sometimes you accidentally grab a hold of that, and all of a sudden you have all sorts of dust flying all over the place. So I do like that a little better. It has a nice handle on top, which makes it a little easier to carry. And of course, it's very easy to store. It does have smaller casters. They may wear out a little faster. And as you can see, it stands a little higher than the old 12 gallon. So it's a lot thinner, but a little bit taller as well. Anyway, I think it's a really nice vacuum, and I'm pretty happy with it. I do think you really have to consider your use cases. If you're going to be on a large site, if you get a lot of sawdust, a lot of leaves, a lot of larger debris, you may want to consider the older 12 gallon with a larger diameter tube. If not, if this is just for cleaning up your garage or any fairly clean spaces, the stainless steel one looks great and it's a lot easier to store. Anyway, that's all for now. Hopefully you will consider the stainless steel vac. I think it's a really nice tool. Thanks.